You might wonder why I'm dressed like this. Well, I'm dressed like this because I've just come back from the first of two major celebrations that my family and I are taking part in to do with the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. This is the extended weekend that basically we've got Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, and a lot of people are off between those dates. I'm not. I'm still work as usual with me. I still did Saturday and I plan on doing Tuesday as well. The reason that people are having that time off is because it's the Queen's Diamond Jubilee. This means that she has reigned for 60 years, which is a very, very long time in terms of British monarchs. In fact, she's only the second in our entire history to do that. Incidentally, the last person to do it was also a queen, so you tend to find that the queens have reigned, although there's a lot less of them, for a lot longer. If she, in fact, continues to live for, I think she's got to get to 2015, then she will not only be the longest reigning, but she'll also be the oldest as well. And Queen Victoria is the person that she is basically playing against, so to speak. So she has had a load of things planned. They had a pageant. Well, they had several pageants. The first pageant was really a sort of musical thing at Windsor Castle, where people from around the Commonwealth, where she has visited over the last 60 years, have sort of done displays, musical displays, and displays with horses, particularly because she likes horses. That was pre-recorded, but it was shown today. The other major thing was the flotilla. Now, there have been many flotillas on the Thames River in London through the capital, but not many have been very big. Three flotillas stand out in history. The oldest of which was the last major monarch to do a full-scale proper flotilla. When I mean that, I'm talking, you know, plus 1,000 ships, and that was Charles II, in fact. And there's no prizes for guessing what in his reign he might have done that for. I suspect it was the 1660 restoration of the monarchy, which might have provoked him to go down the Thames on a royal barge. The other one was about 200 odd years ago, and that was a Lord Mayor's celebration. They have a Lord Mayor show every year, in fact, but this was a large one for some reason, and he decided to do a flotilla himself down the river. And the third one happened today, and that was the big flotilla for Queen Elizabeth II. And she and the royal family went onto a barge, and off they went down the river. They didn't in fact go very far at all. They started sort of just shy of Victoria and ended before Canary Wharf, but because there were so many ships in this sort of armada, so to speak, it took a good 6 hours basically from start to finish for all of them. And because she was in the middle of the flotilla, she saw the first lot go past, joined the flotilla, and then when she finished the flotilla, she had to then watch those that were behind her go past as well. They did cancel some sort of flyby, I think, that she was going to have, but she will have more of those. I think the really big flyby is supposed to take place or when she's on the balcony, sort of on Tuesday. So this was just a little one. She did very, very well. For a start, the weather was horrendous, as you might imagine, for this country. Coming up to a bank holiday, expect driving rain and gale force winds. The winds weren't quite gale force, but I hear the rain was actually pretty bad. They didn't sit on the thrones at all. There were 2 thrones at the front for them to sit on. They preferred to stand, and I think that might have had more to do with the fact that the thrones were a bit too close to the end of the canopy, and I don't think they particularly wanted to get wet. Which meant that you had 2 people between the age of 85 and 95 standing for 6 hours on a boat, going through gusty winds and driving rain. She did really very, very, very well indeed. And I think she enjoyed it. She seemed genuinely happy and more smiles than usual. I think the 2 biggest things that stuck out were the drive, or the ride, or however you want to put it, from the pier side to the royal barge, which took place on a tug, which was part of the yacht, her royal yacht that they decommissioned in 1997 and never gave her another one, and she was really upset by that. I think it's the only time in public that she has come, very, very close to tears. The second point was when they were passing the National Theatre, and they had some sort of big display with sort of banners going up and down the sides of buildings, and I think she really enjoyed that as well. So that's what I've been doing. I've been watching that on television. That my morning started, in fact, with a special Jubilee service at St Mark's, which I really enjoyed. I'm not actually associated with St Mark's particularly. I'm really associated with St Wilfrid's or Christchurch, depending on which sort of how far back you want to go. St Mark's, however, has a family connection because it's where my father's sort of connected to, licensed to, and he was doing this Jubilee service, and yes, he did call on my expertise, so to speak, for all things royal. So I sent him a few suggestions, and I said, look, I'd like to come and see the outcome. And considering they were a normal church, and a relatively low church as well at that, they did exceptionally well, really, really well, and we enjoyed it. They had bunting. I bought a flag. It was absolutely fantastic. So I haven't actually managed to get changed yet. I've just got back. I'm going to get changed now, but not for too long, because of course tomorrow we have a family gathering being hosted, not here, but it is being hosted, and it's a family gathering, and I shall no doubt dress up again. I'm not sure if I shall wear this one. I think I might go. This is actually, I know it looks on the film as if it's the dark black one, but this is in fact the light grey one that I wore I think for my sister's wedding almost a year ago. And this, of course, underneath is Upminster, which was the probably my most well used shirt. I'm thinking of wearing the white with the black tomorrow, but I haven't quite decided. That's it. There's nothing really else to report for this week, except to say that my recap video for the last MMA event and my predictions video for the next MMA event are up. And the memorial video for Jens the Budgie shall hopefully be finished very, very shortly. There's been a delay on that for 2 reasons. First, I've had to actually download a lot of the videos before I could use them, and YouTube only lets you download your own videos 2 per 2 hours. How ridiculous is that? So it's taken a while to get that. The second problem is that it is still extremely difficult for me to actually sort of work with that sensitive material at the moment, but hopefully it will be up and distributed very shortly. I think that is all I have to report, so I hope that If you're British, you do have some sort of Jubilee celebration of your own and enjoy it despite the weather. And if you're not British and you're far, far away, have a good bank holiday if you have one, and if you don't, well, tough luck, basically.